Hey, welcome to Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Marc.
I'm Greg. How you doing, nerds?
How you doing this week, bud?
Woo! Lots of TV, sir. This was a TV week.
That it
We've
was.
got a lot of cover. We're going to cover the finale of Pam and Tommy called Seattle, a little Picard, episode 2 called Penance. We're going to do Winning Time, HBO, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, episode called The Swan, Survivor, season 42. Yes, Marc watched the 2-hour premiere. Yes, it's been a while for him. And we're going to cover the excellent Adam Project on Netflix, starring Ryan Reynolds, directed by Sean Levy. So let's get into the finale of Pam and Tommy. So the answer about that guy in Seattle was staring us in the face the whole time. But since you and I have become so accustomed to the internet, we didn't think of, oh yeah, that's what they probably did back then, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, it was brilliant, obviously, because they say, you put it for free. Well, I'm not making any money, therefore, there's no reason to take it down. But it was their out to say, listen, you give us the rights, it comes completely down to nothing, and then away you go.
Well, I was still surprised that Pam even turned down the money offer, which I'm sure was in the millions. Because look, why not? If it's going to happen anyway, why not get money off of it?
I think for her at time it was a thing of principle. Because she was so berated.
But she didn't prove anything, though. It still happened. She still lost her career, and she didn't get any money. You might as well get money if you're going to lose your life, though. That's all I'm saying.
No. But I mean, based on what the way they were portraying it. She did it on principle, because like I said, they berated her so much as accepting money for sex, right? And she never wanted to be portrayed as such. She didn't, she was so against all that and everything. That's why she said, just give it, get rid of it, and put it behind. Unfortunately, she never really recovered from that.
No. Only now, like I said, not only is she getting the Netflix documentary, she's going to be appearing on Broadway in Chicago now.
Broadway, really?
Yes, and I'm sure no doubt to the show, which she refuses to watch, but they all say that and they secretly do. But sure, it might be a painful part of her past she doesn't want to revisit. But yeah, she's going to be playing Roxy Hart in Chicago on Broadway.
Well, there you go. I didn't know she could sing.
Me neither.
But I mean, it was just, that whole thing was just the roller coaster of their marriage, right? Because right after that ended, I mean, we saw the tail end of the show where she's, tattooing over his name on her fingers and so, this is done, and away they go. So the whirlwind.
Yeah, and then Rand Gauthier went on his apology tour, even apologizing to the fake Pamela Anderson in front of Grauman's Chinese theater.
Yeah. Get rid of that bad karma.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Which I don't know if he ever did, but she'll be on Broadway on April 12th.
Okay, well, hey, if it works for her, then beautiful. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no doubt in part to this show because she's been put in the conversation again, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone watched the show because it was so good.
Yeah, well, that was due to the people that portrayed them.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. They went all in.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I've seen her in recently was a cameo in the Baywatch movie.
Yeah, and it was actually interesting to see her audition for Curtis Hanson for L.A. Confidential, the role which ultimately went to Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
But still, even without the sex tape coming off of Baywatch, it still would have been hard to see her in that role. You know what I mean? Because it's such a good movie. You've seen L.A. Confidential, right?
Yep. Yeah. Long time ago.
Such a good movie. Russell Crowe, Kevin Spacey. Everyone is excellent in it. Guy Pearce. So, would have been a tough sell even without the...
Oh, for sure.
The sex tape.
I mean, she was trying to broaden herself out, and basically, bombshells are us. That's pretty much.
Well, there's some chatter about another season. Of course, like they said in the end credits, they went back together after about a decade, right? So there's.
But it didn't last long. So I mean,
no, it didn't. But that's enough for another 8 episodes at least.
Could you imagine?
But it was really good. series. Well done. Hats off to Sebastian Stan and Lily James.
Oh, very, very much so. Very much so. Like I said, we've said this repeatedly. There should be awards. There really should be awards. They should get nominated left, right, and center for their portrayal because they were right on. I mean, even Sebastian Stan's drumming was like right on.
Yeah, he had to cram hard for that one. I just read another article, like it was intense, his training, because he'd never played a musical instrument. So, here, learn drums in a week.
Drums are not very, I mean, luckily he just had to get his hand movements right. Can you imagine trying to get the hands and the feet going? Come on, that's like...
Yeah, no, drums take years, not a week to learn.
Exactly, exactly. So, kudos to everybody. Everybody played their roles fantastically. Even just the little cameos here and there were just so well done. Definitely. If you want, I mean, I think I wish they kept a little bit of the wild ride going into the later episodes, but it was just kind of like you got hit with this like really big wave of holy shit, and then it all just kind of like evened out to the end,
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
Oh, well.
He's got another, I was going to tell you if you watched already, but where we can review it next week. Sebastian Stan has another good movie out on Disney Plus called Fresh. I don't know if you've heard about it, but
I saw inklings of it. I'll check out the trailer to see what's what.
Yeah, I liked it. So if you want, let me know. We can cover it next week.
Yeah.
Want to move on to Picard?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll talk a bit first because I took a copious amount of notes because we find out in episode 2. Wow. Okay, so we find out that Q didn't actually create another reality. He changed everything, like literally.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer the United Federation of Planets. It's the Confederation of Earth. So, but you got to take into consideration all the other Star Trek. So J.J. Abrams Star Treks take place in the Prime. The original series was the Mirror Universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then in 2009, J.J. Abrams created the Kelvin timeline, which is another Star Trek timeline. Okay, so now we have that the Confederation reality isn't an alternate timeline. It's the Prime Star Trek's Prime universe. So it's completely rewritten so that nothing has happened in any other Star Trek TV show or movie. So this is major what they did in a series that's only getting two seasons. So, wow.
Yeah, the whole point is they're going to go back and correct it. So it's
yes, to 2024, I believe. But
25 actually. No,
25.
No,
2024.
You're right.
So, good Lord, let's give a big clap for the Borg Queen. She's the third actress that's played the Borg Queen, and man, does she look the part or what?
Oh,
Jesus,
it was fantastic.
I mean, this was a great episode, even though we didn't really see Q per se. A lot, but to me, it was just mind blowing what they did with the timeline.
Yeah, no, to me, it was like, we've done the alternate reality things before in many shows. So, or at least like the one event that changes the timeline completely. So it's interesting to see them play in that area, especially making it like Earth the Conquerors, because it's like,
yes,
like where it's going back to the Roman Empire and we are the elite kind of thing. So it's like, that's playing into the human baser instinct. That's kind of
they're doing like the old days where they would do an execution in front of a public execution, right? And the general Picard,
well, exactly, because it kind of like negates all the Federation propriety, right? Because the Prime Directive and the non-interference and all that. No, this is all out, barbaric conquering of the universe.
I want to mention her actress name, Annie Wershing. Annie Wershing plays the Borg Queen. So,
okay.
Big shout out to her.
Yeah,
she looked the part. I didn't even notice till they wheeled her off that she was only a torso. I didn't.
You didn't see that before?
No, only when they were, what's her name? The doctor was wheeling her to a safe spot there.
No, but I mean, like this episode, it was fantastic in its way of dealing with like they just rolled with the punches with it and just kind of like, oh my god.
Well, it's still hard for me. Like I'm a casual Trekkie, but it's just hard for me to compute what they did. I mean, that means the First Contact, the whole Zefram Cochrane, the Star Trek First Contact movie never happened. That they met the Vulcans on April 5th, 2063. It never happened. Like it just got all wiped out. So
yeah, well, I don't think people are focusing on that.
Well, no, your diehard Trekkies are. I said I'm casual, but it still, it'll bother me a little. But your diehards must be going insane. I mean,
to be honest, that didn't even enter my mind. I was just following what's going on right there.
No, I know, but you're not. No, you're not a diehard. Like no. I'm more of a diehard Star Wars. I'm definitely not Trek, but I know enough to know. Like, holy crap, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. This didn't happen. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the current the current situation. So it's kind of like.
No, I know, but you don't just, you throw a stone in the water, it's ripples. I'm thinking of the ripple effect. You're not. I am, because maybe I'm just expanding my mind creatively, but you don't understand. Everything's now changed. Never happened. And I'm a big guy in canon and lore, and they just upended that. So, but I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm only a casual fan, so I'm along for the ride. Now they got to go to Los Angeles to find the Watcher. Kind of like a what if, right? I wonder if it's the same Watcher.
We'll see.
Yeah, to set back, yes, as you said, Star Trek history the way it was.
I saw, I don't know if it was Data or Dr. Sung, because I saw it in one of the trailers and whatnot that Brent Spiner is in there talking to Q. So I'm wondering how that's going to roll around and play. But I mean, yeah. They did this in the first season too. They cut it right when you're just about to like, and then gone. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The override, like, okay, Seven is now the president. Okay, you got to admit her husband's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, well, it's funny they retained all their memories. Yes, he's a dick and he's male, not female. So there's another thing. Okay.
Well, you saw Raffi like I see we've overcome our commitment issues.
Yeah. Whereas Picard, I guess, I'd say he fell into his role a lot easier than the others. Like.
Well, command is command, right? And you have, he.
I mean, like when that young soldier challenged Raffi's under whose orders, and he just took over and walked right up to her, stared her down, so she averts her eyes.
But I mean, command is command. When you're whipping recruits into shape, you're gonna give them a little bit of stink eye. So he was all into that, but it's just like. Afterwards, he's like, "Holy shit! I'm tired of your bullshit." Q. Picard saying, "I'm tired of your bullshit." Q. I'm like, okay, this is good.
Yeah, it's still weird. It's still weird hearing Starfleet officers swear.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, takes you out of it a bit.
But I like that they were still able to weave a little bit of, I guess you could say the camaraderie and magic and humor that they had in the first season, especially when Krios and start talking about relationships. Oh, you want to do that now? I'm just saying, like they talking about their own relationship, and it's just like, okay, this ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, there was great action. Was it Eldrin? Eldrin. That's his name, right?
Oh yeah, is he Romulan or Klingon? I can't remember. I think he's Romulan.
Romulan,
right?
Yeah, he's Romulan.
Yeah,
but but she's like, okay, take him, and it's just like whack, 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 and he's going at it. And he's taking their pendant and cutting their throats with it. I'm like, geez,
yeah,
okay, yeah, all right, go man, go.
Yeah, yeah, some good action in this. This episode.
Like, definitely, like right now. I mean, they cut it off with the presidential override and the magistrate and the guards boarding, and I'm like, I'm waiting for like the board queen to take over and neutralize them, because she's plugged into the ship already, right?
Yes.
So it's like, okay.
Well, yeah, the whole thing, it was cool that Picard he's face to face with her, he'd probably want to kill her, but now he needs her to change it, save everything. So you never thought we'd see a team up of, as what's her name put it, Borg napping the queen,
Yeah. Oh,
This is crazy.
Strange bedfellows, right? It's like when the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Especially like
because they need the queen to precisely calculate when to arrive
they
in
need
the
their
past
version of
to stop
Spock.
Q. To stop Q. Yeah, I mean,
they need their version of Spock. So it's like, it's awesome. It really is. I'm just jonesing for the next episode because I want to see them go back, and I'm like, well, okay, I want to see how they're going to get out of there. I'm anticipating the Borg Queen's going to activate ship defenses and stun those guys. I'm hoping,
Yeah, at the same time helping them, but looking for her way out. But it's
she's got to realize she has limited options as well, right? And my guess is her going back in time. Oh, if I can start assimilating people way back then hey,
her people were wiped out. She's the only one left, so she has no choice but to play along, and we'll see how she fares next week. I can't get enough of her.
No, it's awesome, and of course you see Seven's apprehension when talking to her, right? Like she realizes that something's off with her right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, because Seven, wakes up to learn she's never been assimilated, which means she's completely free of the Borg Collective's cybernetic implants.
I like her protocols routine, right? Sensory, touch, ouch, yes. It's like, okay, she's still thinking like a Borg, but she doesn't have anything implanted.
She's lost. Yeah.
And the look on her face when she found out she was married to this guy, it's like, oh my God, really?
All right, well, stay tuned for next week, folks. We'll get you a recap of episode 3.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Winning Time, the story of the Lakers Dynasty, because I love this show. I love how they shot it, kind of like the film stock of the late 70s there. So it picks up in 79. You got your nudity in there from an HBO show I know you probably like. I love how they found actors that look just like Larry Bird. I swear to God, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I had to stop myself because the actor looked just like him. They even recreated the scene from Airplane, one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I mean, come on, please say you like the show.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great.
Oh, okay, good.
Great. I love the whole breaking of the fourth wall. I love the
Jerry Buss, Dr. Buss kept talking to the camera, and sleeping with, and they're like, he was a lot crazier. Like I knew a lot about him listening to Irvin Johnson over the years.
Yeah.
Like we're not getting the half of it. Like Magic only went to the Lakers because of how Buss feted him, upon his arrival, like badly. Like they had fun. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But like everything about it was so, even like Coach West was just throwing tantrums.
Oh God, was he hilarious? Oh my God, yeah, and like he was really
on the golf course.
By all accounts, a lot angrier than that too, all the time.
Yeah, no, it was extremely well done. I mean, I'm usually not a fan of 70s era looking kind of stuff.
Well, it's going to go into the 80s. It's 79, right? Yeah. So the draft. So yes, we're going to get the whole 80s.
But I do kind of like the retro aspect of it, like you said, like the film stock and the way it was, the way the cinematography was done and everything. No, it was just so well done, and I like the perspective of you seeing like Magic Johnson's family kind of giving him the what for, like,
oh yeah. His dad's a garbage man, and here he is refusing, this amount of money, but
he wants 600,000.
He knew his worth. Yeah, but for those people, there were some people confused because if Los Angeles had first round draft pick, they're saying, well, why didn't they take Larry Bird? So what happened with Larry Bird is, just those who don't know, Larry Bird did sign with the Celtics, but then the last minute he said, I want to do one more year of school, but they still had the rights to him. See, so that's why he wasn't up for the draft, and he probably would have been their pick. But
yeah.
Jerry Buss wanted Magic, and he was right. Like he saw that the NBA was losing viewers; they're about to go bankrupt, and his whole like sexy, sexy speech to the Playboy Bunny, sleeping to him, pontificating about similarities between sex and basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball's a beautiful, sensual, and powerful game. So he was right. He was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
But yes, the NBA was a second tier league, and that even had broadcast its finals on tape delay. I mean, so they said it might not even exist in a few years, but man, I didn't know he owned the Chrysler building, for God's sakes. I mean, the guy bought up every major piece of real estate there was.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he offered his deed, and like, how big of a dick was that guy Cook, played by
Jack Kent Cook, or a
Miles
buddy from
O'Keefe.
From Caddyshack, yeah.
Miles O'Keefe from Caddyshack, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he played that so well.
That whole scene at the end where Jack, he's like refuses him, and he goes, Jack, I don't, we're not playing poker. If we are, I don't have the cards. He goes, I think we're playing chicken, and I like my chances. And you're like, oh, so good. That scene.
John C. Reilly was playing that so well. I mean, we're so used to him in comedic roles and whatnot.
Yeah,
and,
I forgot I was watching him at one point.
I mean, he's comedic, but he's savvy. He's, it's like he's like watching Fletch. Like he's
I didn't know he had a PhD. I didn't know he was like an engineer guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I love he knows how to talk to people, right? Especially like when they're having that lunch with Magic, and what's Sandabs. Okay, you want a burger, don't you? Let's get you a burger. I want a burger too. Like,
I mean, even the amount that he was selling for is crazy in '79. 67,500,000. So half in cash, half in real estate, and he was still short 15 million. Where does he go? He goes to his ex-wife, who. And got that in the settlement, I guess, when they divorced, right? I mean,
that's my money. It's a loan. You're getting it back. Don't worry.
Jeannie Buss is in there, his 19-year-old college,
No, I think it was all really extremely well done. And, it had just the right amount of tension and relax and whatnot, even like right up until, the party, it's a white party. Excuse me? You have to be wearing white. Okay. This is a nice jacket. And then he's playing Nixon. And then, Nixon's got a lot more experience and you take him to town a little bit. But I mean, it's like, and again, Buss played him just perfectly, walking him through the forum and like, oh, wait a minute, I think I'm lost.
Yeah, name on the jersey.
Left him right there in front of the locker room. And then he goes onto the court and just kind of like, just had to get him in there, and next thing you know, boom.
Yeah.
I love that at the end when everything went through and he's got the bottle of bourbon in the middle of the court. I own this shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? Who wouldn't do that, right?
Exactly.
You just bought the Lakers. You're gonna have yourself a drink at center court in the empty thing, going, "This fucker's mine."
Yeah, and then to be proven right just a few years later, and because the Lakers changed, the whole Lakers and Celtics rivalry lasted throughout the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, the Lakers, like you said, like in the title of the show, it's a dynasty, right?
Yeah.
So it's this pickup that just kind of makes it go. I guess in the next episode, we'll see all the interaction between the players, right? And him and Kareem.
Yeah,
and him.
like, Jerry West doesn't like Magic Johnson. Norm Nixon doesn't like Magic Johnson. Claire Rothman doesn't like his daughter, Jeannie Buss. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar doesn't like anyone. So, there's a lot of tension and conflict to be had. So
I love when Nixon goes into Kareem's trailer and it's like, just bitchy. He takes what am I going to tell you? You're going to tell me to fuck off. Exactly. You leave me alone. No, definitely the makings of something good. I'm really interested to see how this is gonna play out.
All right, let's get into some Survivor season 42. So I don't suppose you recall when the last season you watched, or how many years ago? Was it like 10 years?
Oh, at least.
Okay, so you must have been like, what the heck of all the changes, right? That's been going.
Actually, you know what? I mean, to me, Survivor has always been it's just same thing, different day.
I know, but you saw right at the stop where they that first challenge, they took 3 aside. They had to they gave them a choice. So this is what they did in last season.
Yeah.
That's brand new. Like, And like he said, these people, they shot him back to back. So these people didn't even see the other one.
Yeah.
So it's still new for them.
Yeah.
And they have to make a decision right there and then. Okay, you're gone too long. You better put mud and blood on you. You know, I mean, but this is the shit that they did last season.
Yeah.
And it's
But
crazy.
I mean,
you know?
for me, that's just the type of shit they do on Survivor. You know, that's for me. That's you know, I was like,
well, they just made it incredibly hard to win. Like I said, they shortened the amount of days. Anyone could go at any minute. You know, no one is safe.
Yeah.
You know,
the one thing I noticed is that, you know, there's a lot less gladiators in the show versus people trying to prove themselves. You know what I mean?
Well, you just have that one big guy who's got the pull-up record, but but those people, you know, what I don't like about Survivor, it hasn't become survival of the fittest; it's become survival of the weakest. Why? Because the weak vote off the strongest fast because they're a threat.
Yeah.
So,
but even still, like you know, you don't have you're missing those athletic-looking gladiator type of people, the competitive people that are everybody says I'm competitive. You know, you got the pageant manager from Pasadena. And like,
no, my favorite is I'm good at puzzles, and they're lying, they're not good, and they wind up throwing every season it happens. Someone opens their yap, I'm good at puzzles, and they're not.
Yeah.
But luckily this season, the two that were good stepped up because the Asian girl was bang on right on her count the triangles, whereas the other guy is like 17. No, she goes, there's more to this than you're.
Well, you know, she says she's a designer, and that to me that speaks to me because I'm a designer too. Because you look at it and it's all about spatial geometry, right? It's all about how things fit on a page, how things fit in a magazine or a poster and whatnot. So you see all the shapes, you see all the things. So yeah, no, it was definitely a thing. But like, you know, the whole you know, the filling of the nobody wanted to do the filling of the the drum.
Oh, they did that last season. Trust me, it was agony watching that thing, even with the sped up, you know, camera time.
Yeah.
It was like, so they actually did it. The thing it was first time it happened, I didn't really like was only because the way they handled it, the whole Jackson Fox thing. Now here you have this guy, sorry, you're an idiot. If you're weaning off lithium and you don't disclose it, when on Survivor, you have to disclose everything. You have to submit to, I don't know how many psychiatrists review before you actually go out there, you know?
Yeah.
So to withhold that information is a big no-no, but they could have did all that off camera. You know, I was kind of, I don't know. They didn't have to film that, you know. They could have just said, private, why didn't you tell us?
I think because they started off with, "Are you okay with him talking about it?" And because he went okay, they kept rolling it and kept going.
Well, I know. I know, but they knew about it. They said, "Well, not much is going to happen in the first 3 days," so they still knew about it, but they could have stopped it right there and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I know they wanted that moment because it's never happened before. Like,
no.
You know, I thought the guy that dislocated his shoulder was going, because I've dislocated my shoulder and I knew he did it. And I thought, oh, this poor guy, he got hurt. He gets hurt in the first 5 minutes, you know, but I heard the rumor someone was going home, but I didn't think for that reason. And of course, Jeff rattles off what you don't do when you're coming off lithium. You need to sleep. You need to eat. You can't exert yourself. Like, what the hell are you thinking? This is like going back to the season where we had this guy, Crazy Joe, who lifelong smoker, quit smoking 2 weeks before he went to Survivor. The guy bit off everyone's head. He nearly lit the campfire, you know, blew the whole place down. And you don't do shit like this when you go on Survivor.
Yeah. No, exactly. So it's like,
oh man. That's crazy, but you know, whatever. I guess it made for, you know, because the guy just had that compelling story that he gave at the campfire, but you know, when the camera went on him, he kind of had a guilty look it's never good when Jeff Probst appears that early, so I knew something was going down, and the camera cut to him, and he had this really guilty look, like he knew why Jeff was there, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No, but like I said, you know, it's like usually, like you see, you get people in there that are chomping for competition. They're chomping. Everybody there is just like, I just want to see if I can do it. You know, like, They just
Well, yeah, the older people tend to like, let's work around camp. The younger people, the millennials want to play. But this guy, the African-American guy, Roxroy Bailey there, the stay-home dad, like everyone knows you don't go barking orders when you get there because you're the first one off.
Yeah.
You can't say anything. You have to bite your tongue. That's why I don't think you would last 5 minutes in Survivor. some young kid would piss you off and you'd be like,
yeah, but the thing is, it's different in that situation, right?
Well, yeah, but don't forget, you're not eating and not sleeping, so you're cranky now. So you're fighting literally against yourself, not
I'd
to
find
open
a
your
way
mouth.
to eat and sleep. Trust me.
I don't think, dude, nobody eats and sleeps there. Nobody. I can't sleep on bamboo. Are you kidding? I don't sleep as it is. That would be the one problem I'd have is the not sleeping.
I'd have a treehouse built in no time.
Are you serious? Come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but are you saying one of these guys that can sleep anywhere? Like, could you just lie down on the sand and fall asleep?
Oh, hell
if
yeah.
you were tired? Really?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so then you're lucky then.
I've fallen asleep on construction tables.
Okay.
I used to work in a roof truss manufacturer, built roof trusses, and we used to have the big tables where we would put together all the trusses and nail them all together, then out for delivery. Lunchtime, I used to snooze on top of that.
Okay, well, I can see that then. Okay.
No, I can sleep anywhere. So it's like, for me, just prop my head up, boom, I'm out. So it's like...
Well, let's get a bit into Drea Wheeler there, the Texan, but has lived in Montreal for 12 years. She's a fitness consultant. So there are two Canadians, but I don't know, 12 years, you must have dual citizenship by now, I'm guessing. But at any rate, the other two are from Ontario, but just Drea Wheeler was a All-American track runner. So curious. I mean, it's hard to say from the beginning who you think is going to make it to the end because nowadays you can't guess anymore. Like last season, the guy that should have won didn't. They gave it to the Canadian girl, but the jury was so angry at this guy that even though he deserved it, they said, nah, we're giving it to her. So it was votes. The votes were really because they didn't like him,
Yeah.
So it's hard to say at this point.
Well, you see, that's just it. Like right now, I don't have enough data. I mean,
yeah,
I think the weaker ones are going to just get off easily because they're not going to be able to hack it.
Well, even the strong one, like they said, they were trying to get off Roxroy Bailey, the big African-American guy, but they're like, look, he's strong. We need him right now. Yeah. Like, we'll vote him off, but not now.
And I think that was more because they were annoyed with him, how he was that too.
Yes,
to people,
but down the stretch, the strong ones become a threat when you have individual immunity. So that's why they like to knock him off now. See, so it's usually the weak players that win Survivor, not the strongest.
Yeah. Well, again, that goes to how long it's been since I've watched it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, when I watched it, everybody was like athletic. Everybody was.
Yeah.
You'd have one, doughboy in the group, right?
Yeah, you probably watched it like in 2010. I think the last time you might have seen it.
Yeah, even before then.
This is season 42.
I think
still going strong. 22.
I think I stopped watching it around 2007.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. Somewhere around there.
Okay. Well, next week's episode will be an hour. This was just the first full 2 hour, but we'll get back to you for next week for the next episode.
Yeah.
And how about let's get into the Adam Project, directed by Sean Levy, starring Ryan Reynolds. I mean, Zoe Saldana. I love this movie. How about you, man?
Oh, it was.
Definitely watch it again.
The kid was right on as young Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. They got a guy, a little younger version of Ryan Reynolds with the same smart ass cracks and
Well, I'm sure there was a little bit of coaching.
Does everyone in the future skip leg day? Giving zingers back to Ryan Reynolds like that. But for sure, coaching. You got the best. This is this kid's first movie role, and who does he get? He's got Mark Ruffalo. He's got freaking Ryan Reynolds. He's got the Avengers. He's got Elektra. I mean, talk about lucky. Yeah. I mean, Jesus.
But even like the back and forth with his mom or him with the bullies, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
You could tell those words were coming right out of Ryan Reynolds' mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I was hoping they do a little bloopers at the end of the movie, but that'll probably come later then.
probably. But I mean, you know, watching this, like especially with the bullies, right? He's like, okay, can we take a break from the beatings? Trust me, I promise you, we'll pick it up tomorrow. But for now,
yeah, yeah, your basic time travel movie. He's got to go back to find his
well, you know,
wife because his father's business partner there, played by Catherine Keener, stole the show. And
well, you see, the thing is that from the trailers, right? You thought he was going back to save his dad.
Yeah.
Right. That was the first impression I got. But then it's like, no, he's going back to save his wife. Oh, okay. The dad's just an offshoot. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Never really had any tension of, well, it wanted to, but Mark Ruffalo, Louis Reed was like, no, don't tell me, because he was so.
And at the end, he knew. So it was just kind of like, oh, wow.
Well, he didn't know when and where.
No.
But what I find interesting, they didn't mention because I was hanging on to here, they didn't mention if Jennifer Garner's character, Ellie Reed, is still alive in 2050. They didn't really. So I'm wondering if they purposely didn't say that for a sequel of sorts.
Maybe.
Because if we've all learned anything from Terminator movies, it doesn't really, even though even
though you destroy Skynet, there's still shit happening in the future.
Something else happens. So it's time travel, right?
Yeah.
So obviously this movie the eyeballs on this movie this
I
weekend.
gotta say, this was the coolest time traveling that's been depicted so far.
Yeah, and they didn't go too crazy with because almost every time travel movie makes, I get like, well, no, you can't. This can't happen. So there's not much thinking to do in this one. It's pretty cut and dry. Whereas most, I get lost in a loop of my own logic in time travel movies. But not so much with this one.
They started quoting other time travel movies and like, really you're going there? Like,
yeah. Oh, my favorite scene, and I wish I would have. This is how I would have rewritten it. Is when they're flying through the canyon. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what he should have said was, okay, this is just like Beggar's Canyon, and the kid goes, you've been to Tatooine, and then Ryan Reynolds, the camera cuts to Ryan Reynolds with a look of disgust, nerd, and he goes, are you ready for this? Instead of saying punch that shit, he would just say punch it, Chewie. So I wish there was more Star Wars references because they did mention the lightsaber, but. I should think they should have stuck more with Star Wars, but
well, actually, when a lot of the fighter pilot scene kind of reminded me a bit of him in Green Lantern too.
Yeah, that too, and the fact that his dad created that flying game, so that was a pretty good
exactly. There was a precursor, big precursor right there.
Yeah, not thinking he'd ever be actually flying one of those.
Yeah, exactly. But no, everything about it was just. You know what? It was an easy watch. It was a fun watch. It was something that you can enjoy over and over again because there was so much to it that there's probably more you can pick up on as you go back and watch it again.
I can pinpoint the scene where you started crying at the end when Mark Ruffalo was telling Ryan Reynolds' character that's, I love you and you're all I've ever needed.
Actually, I didn't blubber during this one.
Oh, you did?
No.
Oh, I thought you would have got choked up a little.
I usually do. Okay. This is usually a blubber scene, especially when they're playing catch at the end, like. Yeah,
there was like a Field of Dreams moment there.
Exactly. I gotta rewatch it. I think because, it was a work day and I was kind of like watching it.
You're rushing it, right?
Watching it, getting it in. Yeah. I think I need to sit back and just.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a second time that scene
couch
might
it
get you
and
there.
Just kind of like, all right, go.
The name of this episode, the name of our podcast episode comes from this movie. So when young Ryan Reynolds there, played by Walker Scobell, is flying a drone, he gives Ryan Reynolds the code name Red Leader, and gives himself the code name Butternut Sippy Cup. So that's the name of this episode. Don't know where he got that.
I don't know where he got that either.
That's what I'm calling this episode.
Actually, you know what? You know what scene actually got me a little choked up, a little bit, was him with his mom at the bar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah, because he'd already felt guilty about how he treated her in the past. And like he told his young self, not a day goes by that you don't regret how you treat her.
Yeah, exactly. So that had a bit of
And then he gives her
Kicking
a
the
hug at the end of
feels.
the movie, right?
Yeah.
Like he realizes, okay, that was mean. I'm going to go give her a hug.
Yeah, that was a kick in the fields, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Or finding when she says I killed your wife for the second time and, and the camera goes to him. You're like, oh God, she did actually kill her. Okay.
Yeah.
But then at the end, they kind of a moment like 51st dates, they meet up and he says, I found you. So
yeah. What did they call, what did he give the guy's goatee a name?
Oh, the mouth. Mouth mullet.
Mouth mullet. Yes.
Yeah, I think it was something like that, which turns out to be a futuristic term. Okay.
Yeah, nice mouth mullet. I'm like, oh fuck.
I'll put in a good word for you.
I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should shave now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice mouth mullet.
And incidentally, what hit the webs just before we started recording is just already due to the massive popularity of this movie that Sean Levy is in talks to direct Deadpool 3 as we speak.
I saw that.
So he's already did Deadpool 2, so it's a good combination already.
Yeah, and they did Free Guy and this, so it's like
Netflix will just throw more money at him for a sequel, and there's still possibility here. I mean, it's time travel, right? So anything could happen.
Can you imagine coming back and it's just like, again?
Yeah, and how good did the CGI look for a young Catherine Keener?
It was fantastic.
It was like flawless.
Everything was fantastic. I mean, how about that end, right? Like, she ends up shooting herself.
Well, yeah, I knew that was coming, but it was kind of like, well, the gun is metal. The gun would have ripped out of her,
Well, the gun was polymer. It was I guess the bullet.
Sure?
The bullet should have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Because none of the other guys' guns flew out.
Yeah, I know there was another plot hole, but I can't think of it right now. I remember
technically, if you want to really get.
Yes. They would have changed. They would have let Mark Ruffalo still have access to the thing. They definitely would have cut him off because they know he was coming. So that's one thing where I went, okay,
Well, I don't know. Actually, that changed. She didn't know he was gonna show up. Because
the older Catherine Keener.
No, she didn't.
He was Maya. Sorry. Well, of course, she's not a dumb lady. She knew he was coming.
Well, I figured she was the one that killed him.
I mean, for plot hole, we have to get him inside. I can see what they did because they show up after the fact. But
well, the thing is, I thought, originally I thought that was going to be revealed that she killed him.
Oh, okay.
And that's why he died, and that's why, But the thing is, if we're talking plot holes here, technically, if the bullets were magnetized, then the gun should have flown out of her hand just because of the rounds in the gun.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. But I still like the way they did it.
I'm not going to hold
curving the bullet and her taking herself out.
Yeah. How good was the soundtrack? I mean, they took even all old songs. Give me some lovin'. I love the start of that song. Like
even Foreplay Long. Oh, was it For Long? I always screw up that title.
Oh, okay. What are you trying to say?
Foreplay Long Time.
Who sings?
That's Foreigner.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, give me some lovins by the Spencer Davis Group.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right. That Foreigner song. Yeah. Classic song.
When they started fighting in the chamber there.
Yeah. Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Well,
highly recommend.
All of it was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, every song they chose for that was just like, oh yeah. It was almost like a Tarantino movie for music.
Yep. Yes, it was.
No, everything about this was good.
Big thumbs up for me, for you too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Definitely watch it, guys.
It's one of the first new movies out that I really liked.
Yeah, it's perfect length.
Everything else lately
an hour 45.
Actually, since Red Notice.
Yeah, exactly. Another Ryan Reynolds vehicle.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk quickly about the Obi-Wan trailer, which hit the webs last week.
Yeah.
We see for the first time really a young Luke Skywalker there on Tatooine, which kind of is like ha 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 moment. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Inquisitor look. I think they should have did a CGI like they did Cad Bane from the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Because the cartoon Inquisitor looked much better than the Great Gazoo thing I was looking at there with the big bulbous head. So, but whatever. I'm not going to hold it against them. It looked good. So far, it's only 6 episodes. It's not set for it's a limited series. It's not set for season 2, but they're saying, well, we're not ruling it out either. So,
well, I mean, because Obi-Wan, you basically you have a finite amount of time to tell, right?
But this is 10 years. Yeah, but this is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, and don't forget how he's a massively old man when we see him in Star Wars: A New Hope.
True,
so there's
room.
He's still young. Yeah, he's still young.
Well, you see, the thing is though, Luke when he's in New Hope, he's what, 18?
Yeah, he's a young'un. Yeah, definitely.
So
at least
there's
18,
a little discrepancy with regards to Obi-Wan's age, because when he was dropping Luke off, we figure he was in his 40s.
Yeah, and even the kid we're looking at looked about 5 or 6, right, when he was pretending to fly.
So even if he drops him off in his 40s, 18 years, he's in his 60s. He's not the 80s old man that Alec Guinness portrayed. So
there's already memes about that online before the show. The trailer came out, like, what the hell happened? That's kind of like the gist of the punchline is, what the hell happened?
Well, exactly.
Intervening years.
Exactly. So you kind of like you kind of just have a little bit of suspension of disbelief. You just kind of like, just go with it. Just go with it.
Yeah,
enjoy the show.
Enjoy the fact that we even have an Obi-Wan series when we never thought we ever would. So
exactly. So, I mean, you could pick it apart to its end, but I mean, it's like, why do it? Just enjoy it.
Yeah. Just enjoy it, folks.
So I mean,
that's all I got.
That's all you got.
Slow news week.
Oh, you know what? We had lots to watch.
Yeah,
we had lots to watch.
We had lots to review.
Yeah, so it's all good. It's all good.
We'll be back next week
as usual.
Picard, Winning Time, Survivor. Maybe throw in that movie Marc might watch there with Sebastian Stan. Who knows? Got to tune in and find out, guys.
Up. We got stuff coming up in the next few weeks. So there's
Yeah, we said we might even. Well, I definitely want to watch that new show at Rosario Dawson. So I think you said you would too. It's based on a DC comic series.
Yeah. That looks really, really good.
It's coming out on HBO Max.
What else we got coming? Isn't I just saw a few things that were starting in like March 24th.
Well, I have these all down, but of course I forgot my list at work. But yeah, I have this all typed out. And
because we got Moon Knight coming up. We've got
Well, actually, I have an old list. Yes, Moon Knight is March 30th. Yeah. Well, Halo on Paramount Plus is March 24th.
March 24th, and Spider-Man: No Way Home is going to be streaming soon, the 22nd.
Yes, you'll finally get to see it.
Yes, and then we can review it and we can talk about it.
Yeah, 3 months late. Yeah.
Hey, it came out years late. We can review it late.
I know. Yeah. You don't watch Better Call Saul, right?
No, I never watched Better Call Saul.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, last season's coming out on the 18th, and you never watched Barry, right? On HBO?
No.
Okay. No. Well, the second part 2 of Ozark is April 29th. So yeah, we got stuff coming out in March.
We got a lot of stuff. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Yeah. I'm all for the fun. All for the fun.
All right, let's wrap her up, sir.
All righty, people. I say it every week, and I'm hoping you're listening.
And maybe he'll write it down and then read it off the paper. Okay.
Hey, you're the one that's all about spontaneity. So
we
can't even rehearse.
I've said in the past I'd like this written down and you to rattle it off instead of thinking about it and forgetting one. No, I'll type it up. I have no problem doing that and sending it to you.
I know. I'm good. You can find us on our. You can find us on our social media. Yeah. On YouTube, search Butcher Bay Rejects. On Twitter, @Bay Rejects. On Facebook, at Butcher Bay Rejects, as well as at Butcher Bay Rejects on TikTok. You can also find us on our website, butcherbayrejects.com. And you can find us on all the podcast platforms: Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Alexa TuneIn, Amazon Music, and Pandora. See, there you go. Got through it all.
Yeah, you said podcast twice. Anyway, yeah, let's go. Bring it home.
This has been Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I'm Greg. See you next week, nerds.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.